Hi guys, this is an update on my Schefflera Gold Capella, or an umbrella tree or an umbrella plant. Her variegation is called a Gold Capella, and it's due to the yellow variegation, right like this. If you're new to plant variegation is a mutation technically, and a lot of times because of the trend of it, before, what they would used to do is to kill the plant, because that was considered garbage. But a lot of people, especially plant people in the plant world that are into variegated plants, which I really wasn't a few years ago, do really, really love them. And because they are unstable and they are very unique, and every single leaf is unique, it's never the same kind of pattern. That's where the beauty comes from. So this is my second one, because I do have another one, which I think I updated that one already. So I'm just going to show you guys how tall she has gotten since I got her, and I vlogged about it. She has gotten really tall. She is taller than me now. I would say she is about 6 feet tall now, and she doesn't have a plant stand anymore. This plant used to have a plant stand in front of an eastern facing window, and now she doesn't have that. I also did tie her up. That's why she looks really bushy. I tied her up to kind of tighten her up together right there. That's just a string that I did. It's nothing really fancy. So I did that. She sits, like I said, in an eastern facing window, and it's a little bit indirect. It's not, because the light comes from the right side, and she is just on the far right of that window. So she doesn't get like the best light out of the entire window. She is in Schultz potting soil. I just love that soil, and currently she is being watered every 6 days. She's just a thirsty girl. She might be transplanted very, very soon to a much bigger pot. But for now, that is the pot she is in. I believe that is a 16 by 16 inch pot. If not, it might be a 14 by 14. The rocks on the top, those are mosquito bits that haven't really been completely dissolved. That was due to the fungus nets that I had, and that was because I was using Miracle-Gro before. And of course, if you have ever been affected by fungus gnats, it doesn't matter if you transplant, because I did. They're just gonna go and infect the other soils. So the new soil anyway. So anyway, what I water for her, or what I mix in the water, because I always fertilize and supplement every single time I do water, will be in the description section, including my social media accounts. I hope you want to connect with my Instagram and my Facebook, which I'm there constantly. Then it's there in the description section. I hope you enjoy and will enjoy to watch the rest of this video. That you're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. Again, she gets eastern light, so in the morning, that's where she gets the light. For this particular plant, what I could say is that it is very good for beginners, and I would suggest you put it next to a window. If you put this next to a southern window and she starts to burn, then I would suggest make it indirect from a southern window. I have never experienced this in a southern window because I do not have southern windows. I have west and east. I have had great opportunity and experience in regards to putting this in a western facing window. But this one in particular, this is in an eastern facing window. What I can assure you is she loves both. I think the western facing window obviously has more intensity and stronger light. So because of that, it grows slightly more quicker. Very slightly. This is such a fast growing plant. I would suggest, if you are not really into a very fast growing plant, this might not be the plant for you. This is very easy for newbies or beginners in being a plant parent, plant mom, or plant dad, because she is very, very easy to please. What I would suggest is, when you first get this plant, there are times that, depending on your personal environment, you might have to water her every 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 days. Again, depending on your environment. For me, I've never gone 8 days. It's always been fewer days. It's either 4 to 7 days, depending on how dry the environment is. And so I always take note of that and just pay attention. What I notice, if she is thirsty, she will lose leaves immediately. And when that happens, touch the soil. If the top part of the soil is already very dry, water it. That just means, you know, if the last time you watered, it was in a frequency of every 7 days, then maybe the next time it's going to be every 6 days. And if she doesn't drop any leaves, then you're in a perfect sweet spot. But from my personal experience, every plant is going to change. It's always constantly evolving because they're always growing. And of course, the changes of the seasons. So with this plant, just from what I've noticed, it just really varies between 4 to 7 days of the frequency in my watering since I've had her. I've had this plant, I would say, about a year or less, probably close to a year by now. And not only has she probably doubled in height and in size, but I think this is such an easy plant. Whenever she loses leaves, pay attention to what you're doing. For the most part, if you are hitting the soil and the light requirement, then you're only really going to have to fix the water requirement. That would be either the volume or the frequency or both. For this one, for me, I water, as I've mentioned before, every 6 days currently, and it is 4 cups. 3 to 4 cups is how much volume I do provide for her. And again, she is already over 6 feet tall from the ground. There is no plant stand on her. She has gotten so tall. I'll show you. That's the ceiling right there. She's almost hitting the ceiling. I would say 2.5 feet and she'll hit the ceiling. So if you want like a large plant, I really got this plant because she was going to be a tall plant. I just didn't anticipate her to grow this quickly and this in this rate. I do plan, she is now covering a section of my window, about a quarter of that particular side of the wall that has windows. So I'm really happy about that. I love the fact that I just tied her up and she is just fuller right now, like right there. It is, I think, three trees in here, if I'm not mistaken. It could be just 2, and she is just really full. I think there are people that asked how I propagated this, if I did. I have not successfully propagated this plant at all. When it reaches the ceiling, I will have to battle that and try to propagate her. My mother-in-law is already the first one waiting for the new growth because she really loves it. It's huge, and she doesn't have a Schefflera so far in her collection. If you guys have any questions, you want to talk about Schefflera, you want to talk about the gold Capella, that is the variegation for this particular plant, let me know down in the comments section. I love hearing from you guys all the time. As usual, if there's anything that I am using with this particular plant, or I found like a code somewhere, it's always in the description section. So do check that out every single time in every video that I do have. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.